You've probably rewatched Buffy more times than you can count.
Buffy.
That's me.
You know every apocalypse, every stake through the heart. You've debated who Buffy should have ended up with. Buffy wasn't just a show about a cheerleader fighting vampires. It was 7 seasons of mythology so dense, so carefully layered, that fans have spent decades building theories about what it all really meant.
Okay, look, I really don't want to fight all 3 of you, unless I have to.
So what if some of the wildest fan theories are actually canon? These are 11 fan theories the creators actually confirmed, or left just vague enough to make you crazy. Number 11. Okay, you know how Marvel has the MCU. Well, fans have been arguing for years that Joss Whedon created his own version first, the Whedonverse, where all his shows secretly connect. Turns out they were right. Almost. Whedon himself revealed he tried to make this idea official with a subtle Easter egg in Astonishing X-Men, the Marvel comic series he wrote in the mid-2000s. The plan? Have Scott Summers, also known as Cyclops, casually mention a cousin in a mental institution who believed she was a demon hunter. Let that sink in. Scott Summers, Buffy Summers, a playful nod to Buffy hidden inside the X-Men universe. The reference never made it into the comic.
I've always been a huge fan of horror movies, and I saw so many horror movies where there was that blonde girl who would always get herself killed. I started feeling bad for her.
Whedon couldn't figure out how to organically fit it into the story. I guess meshing mutant superheroes with supernatural creatures is way too much for one story to handle. Not to mention the copywriting headache of bringing together 2 characters from 2 unrelated IPs. But the fact that he tried shows how close fans came to an official cross-universe tie-in. And that's what makes this so fascinating. It transforms how you think about everything, from Buffy to Angel to Firefly to the cabin in the woods. They're not officially connected, but Whedon clearly saw them as threads in the same creative tapestry. Imagine all the possibilities. Buffy stranded in space with the Serenity crew in what ends up being an alternate reality dream. Angel being one of the creatures imprisoned in the cabin in the woods, and then helping them escape. How fun would that be? The Whedonverse might not be canon on screen, but knowing Whedon wanted to connect these worlds...
Target the Reavers! Target everyone! Somebody fire!
That's as close as it gets. Drop a Summers in the comments if your brain is now running wild with the crossover possibilities. Number 10. Let's talk about where Buffy's power actually comes from. She's faster, stronger, and tougher than any normal human. But where does that strength originate? For years, fans theorized that Slayer's power wasn't purely mystical.
What?
It had to have a darker source. And when the show revealed the origin of the first Slayer in Season 7's Get It Done, those theories were validated. The first Slayer was created when a group of ancient shamans forcibly merged a young woman with demon essence. That demonic power is what gives Slayers their abilities. It's been passed down through every Slayer since, including Buffy. So yes, Buffy is part demon. Her strength, her speed, her ability to heal faster than normal, it all comes from a supernatural source that's fundamentally tied to the very creatures she's fighting. This revelation recontextualizes everything.
To her. Whoever that girl was before she was the first Slayer.
Wait, for how?
No, you don't understand. You violated that girl. Made her kill for you because you're weak, you're pathetic, and you obviously have nothing to show me.
Buffy isn't just a chosen hero. She's a weapon forged from darkness to fight darkness. And that internal conflict, that tension between the human and the demon, becomes a core part of her identity. It's why she's drawn to vampires. It's why she struggles with her calling. And it's why her power, while heroic, is also deeply complicated. The show confirmed what fans suspected all along. Slayers aren't pure. They're hybrids. And that makes Buffy's fight to stay human, to hold on to her humanity despite the demon essence inside her, even more profound. Xena Warrior Princess pulled the same move. Her power came from the very darkness she fought against. Sound familiar? It's a smart way to make your hero more than just good person punches evil. That added detail gives her backstory a more interesting angle. Sure. Though, revealed 7 seasons in, it's more like a fun footnote rather than something the character fundamentally needs, since we adore Buffy because of her many innate qualities. Number 9. Alright, this one's a deep cut for the lore obsessives, but it matters. Early in the series, Spike referred to Angelus as his sire, which would make Angelus the vampire who turned him. But fans noticed something. The actual turning was done by Drusilla, Angelus's protege. So which was it? Whedon later clarified the confusion by essentially expanding the definition of sire in the Buffyverse.
Couldn't
have said it better myself.
Angel.
Yeah, baby. I'm back.
In this world, sire doesn't just mean the vampire who literally bites you. It refers to anyone in your direct vampire ancestry. So Angelus is Spike's grandsire, and Drusilla is his actual sire. The show later confirmed this explicitly, showing Drusilla turning Spike in flashbacks and establishing their twisted, codependent relationship as central to both their characters. Why does this matter? Because it validates the emotional core of Spike and Drusilla's bond. She didn't just turn him into a vampire. She created him, molded him, and defined who he became. And understanding that dynamic makes their entire relationship and Spike's eventual redemption arc hit differently. Fans were right. Drusilla was always his true sire. The show just needed time to clarify the terminology. Number 8. Here's something that confused fans for years. Every season of Buffy has a big bad. The Master, Angelus, the Mayor, Glory. But season 6? Fans couldn't agree on who the actual villain was. The trio were comedic wannabes. Willow's dark magic rampage came at the very end. So what was the season really about? The answer, confirmed by the show's producers, is that the big bad of season 6 was life itself. Think about it. Buffy came back from the dead. She'd been in heaven, at peace, and Willow ripped her out of it. Now she's back in the world, broke, working at a fast food joint.
Hey, Buffy. We're here to support your subsistence level employment. Bravo.
Thank you. This is cool of you guys.
So, Buff, how's it going?
I don't know. I waitressed before, but...
Struggling with depression and dealing with the soul-crushing weight of just existing. There's no demon to fight, no apocalypse to prevent, just bills, responsibilities, toxic relationships, and the grinding reality of adulthood. The producers acknowledged this reading, noting that season 6 was deliberately about existential struggle rather than supernatural threats. The horror wasn't monsters, it was life, and that reframes the entire season. Buffy isn't fighting evil. She's fighting to find a reason to keep going. The real enemy is despair, mundanity, and the feeling that nothing matters. It's the darkest, most brutally honest season of the show. And the fact that the creators confirmed life as the big bad means that bleakness was intentional. Sometimes the scariest villain isn't a demon. It's waking up every day and feeling empty. All of us definitely could relate to that. And if you think life as the big bad was dark, wait until you hear what the creators actually confirmed about the Slayer line itself when we get to number 3. Number 7. Okay, this is one of those details only the most obsessive fans caught, and it turned out to be completely intentional. In season 5, we meet Cecily, the woman Spike loved when he was human. She rejects him cruelly, calling him beneath her.
You're nothing to me, William. You're beneath me.
Which contributes to his transformation into a vampire. In season 6, we meet Halfrek, a vengeance demon who works with Anya. She's played by the same actress, Kaylee Rocha. And in one scene, Halfrek sees Spike and says, "William?"
William.
Hey, wait a minute.
You guys know each other?
No.
Most viewers assumed it was just a casting coincidence. But fans dug deeper and theorized that Halfrek and Cecily were the same person. Cecily became a vengeance demon sometime after rejecting Spike. The writers later acknowledged the connection was intentional, same person. The casting wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate Easter egg for fans paying attention. It's a small detail, but it adds a tragic layer to Spike's backstory. The woman who broke his heart didn't just move on, she became a demon, granting revenge to scorned women, perhaps as penance for her own cruelty. It's the kind of subtle, interconnected storytelling that Buffy excelled at, and fans who caught it were rewarded with official confirmation. The Buffyverse doesn't forget. Every detail matters. Number 6. Now this is the kind of long-game storytelling that makes Buffy legendary. Back in season 3, Faith makes a cryptic comment about Little Miss Muffet and the number 730. At the time, it seemed like random dream babble, but some fans did the math. 730 days. 2 years. Exactly the amount of time between Faith's comment and the season 5 finale, where Buffy sacrifices herself to save Dawn. Writer Marty Noxon confirmed that yes, this was deliberate foreshadowing.
Oh yeah. Miles to go. Little Miss Muffet counting down from 730.
Whedon had planned Buffy's death a full year in advance, and planted the clue in Faith's dialogue as an Easter egg for obsessive viewers. It's the kind of long-game planning that Buffy was famous for. And the fans who caught it? They were right. This isn't just a fun detail. It's proof that Whedon and his team were thinking multiple seasons ahead, weaving connections that rewarded careful attention. Faith wasn't just rambling. She was prophesying Buffy's greatest sacrifice. And when that sacrifice actually happened, the fans who remembered the 7:30 reference got to feel the devastating satisfaction of being right all along. Wild, right? That's how you reward your audience for paying attention. Lost tried to do something similar, planting mysteries years in advance. But Buffy nailed it without making fans feel like they got played. That's how you do serialized storytelling right. It's the kind of savviness that inspires repeated viewings and builds loyal fandom, generation after generation. Buffy was on air long before the days of Easter eggs YouTube videos and Reddit deep dives. This kind of layered writing is a testament to the team's visionary storytelling. Number 5. In Season 6, Willow's use of magic spirals into addiction. She starts using it compulsively, lying about it, experiencing withdrawal symptoms. Fans immediately recognized the parallels to drug addiction, but was it intentional? Yes, 100% intentional. Writer Marty Noxon, who wrote the Addiction arc episodes Wrecked and Smashed, explicitly confirmed this was a deliberate metaphor for addiction and accountability. The parallels were obvious. Rack, the magic dealer, functions exactly like a drug dealer. Willow experiences withdrawal symptoms, shaking, sweating in bed. She attends Spellcasters Anonymous meetings, literally 12-step programs.
This is nothing.
Noxon wanted to explore addiction and accountability in a fantasy framework. Magic became the stand-in for any substance or behavior people use to avoid dealing with their problems. But Willow's addiction? It's not really about the magic. It's about control. After Tara leaves her, after Buffy dies, after everything falls apart, magic is the one thing that makes Willow feel powerful. Taking it away means confronting how powerless she actually is. The addiction storyline was controversial among fans, but Noxon stood by it. The arc became one of the most devastating portrayals of addiction on television, disguised as a story about a lesbian witch. This is one of the reasons why Buffy still resonates.
What on this earth do you want?
Just to take a little tour.
The show doesn't just tackle supernatural mumbo-jumbo, it does so while touching on the real experiences of its teen and young adult audiences. The magic keeps you enthralled, but the human stories keep you invested. Still with me? Good. Because the next few theories get even wilder. We're talking reality-bending confirmations and character revelations that reshape how you see the entire Buffyverse. Number 4. The Season 4 finale, Restless, is one of the most analyzed episodes in television history. Fans have spent decades dissecting every symbol, every line, every visual metaphor. And then there's the Cheese Man. He appears in all 4 dream sequences. A bald man with glasses, always carrying slices of cheese, making cryptic comments like, "I wear the cheese. It does not wear me."
I wear the cheese. It does not wear me.
Fans went absolutely insane trying to figure out what he meant. Theories included, the cheese stands alone equals Buffy's isolation as the Slayer cheese, as connective tissue between the Scooby Gang Jungian quaternity and Mandala symbolism. A reference to cheese before bed gives you strange dreams. Academic papers were written. Elaborate symbolic frameworks were constructed. And then Whedon confirmed the truth on the Restless DVD audio commentary in 2003. The Cheese Man, meaningless. I needed something in the show that was meaningless, because there is always something in the dream that doesn't make any sense at all. He confounds everybody because of that, and people ascribe him meaning. This means we're being successful, because they're not worried about everything else. I mean, this is the most Joss Whedon answer possible. Fans spent years constructing elaborate theories, and Whedon's response was, it's literally just cheese. The brilliance?
Just to kill. We are alone.
That's it.
By confirming the Cheese Man is meaningless, Whedon created a meta-commentary on fan theory culture itself. We're so desperate to find meaning that we'll analyze anything, even when the creator is trolling us on purpose. And thus, millions were fooled by the writers, but perhaps gained a bit more power of imagination. Hey, we all could use a little creativity in the world. Number 3. For years, fans debated the mechanics of Slayer succession. Here's what always confused people. When Buffy drowned in Season 1's Prophecy Girl, she died. The Master killed her. CPR brought her back, but she was dead long enough for the Slayer line to move forward, activating Kendra in Jamaica. Then in Season 2, Drusilla killed Kendra. This activated Faith in Boston.
It's okay, I got it. You're Buffy, right? Oh, I'm Faith.
But here's the question that obsessed fans. When Buffy died again in Season 5's The Gift, why didn't another Slayer get called? And when Willow resurrected Buffy in Season 6, did the line come back to her? Or was she now just a regular girl with Slayer powers? The writers finally clarified this in Season 7, and Whedon discussed the mechanics in interviews. The Slayer line permanently moved to Faith after Kendra died. Buffy's second death in The Gift didn't call another Slayer because she was no longer part of the succession chain. The mystical forces had already moved on when Kendra was called, and then to Faith when Kendra died. Buffy was operating outside the traditional line. This is why Willow's spell in Season 7, "From now on, every girl who might be a Slayer will be a Slayer," was necessary. The old one-at-a-time system was broken.
From now on, every girl in the world who might be a Slayer will be a Slayer. Every girl who could have the power will have the power.
Faith was the last Slayer called through the traditional line. Buffy's resurrections had made her an anomaly, a Slayer who existed outside the rules. In a 2003 interview with the Onion AV Club, Whedon explained that Buffy became disconnected from the mystical succession after her first resurrection. She had Slayer powers, but she wasn't the one carrying the line forward anymore. Faith was the true heir. This revelation recontextualizes everything from Season 2 onward. Every time Buffy died or nearly died after Season 1, it didn't matter cosmically, because she wasn't the chosen one anymore in the traditional sense. She was something else entirely, an anomaly, a Slayer who shouldn't exist. And look, that makes her final act in Season 7, sharing her power with all potential Slayers, even more meaningful. She wasn't passing on a birthright. She was destroying the system that had already rejected her. How very democratic of her. Number 2. Here's something that fans debated for years, but the TV show never explicitly addressed: Faith's sexuality. Throughout the series, Faith had this intense, charged energy. Her interactions with Buffy were complicated, rivalry mixed with something deeper that fans couldn't quite name. There were moments, looks, lines of dialogue that made fans wonder, was Faith queer? Was there something more than just Slayer rivalry between her and Buffy?
I mean, you're still going to that dance, right?
Maybe.
We got the text already. Why don't we go together?
I am going out with somebody. Tonight, as a matter of fact.
Really? Who? Yeah, what's up? Hey, time to motivate.
Really, we're just good friends.
For years, it stayed in the realm of fan interpretation and subtext, until the comics made it canon. In the official Buffy Season 8 comics, which Whedon oversaw and are considered official canon continuation, Faith's sexuality is explicitly confirmed as fluid. In one memorable moment from the comic series, Faith describes Dark Willow as wicked hot, validating what fans had theorized since Season 3. This wasn't a throwaway line. It was intentional character development that expanded Faith beyond what the TV show could explore in the early 2000s. This confirmation matters because it recontextualizes Faith's entire arc, her jealousy of Buffy, her rebellion, her need to prove herself. It all takes on new dimensions when you understand that her feelings were more complicated than simple rivalry.
Hey, girlfriend. Bad time?
People who saw queerness in Faith's character weren't projecting. They were right. It's not just about adding diversity. It's about honoring the subtext that was always there. Faith wasn't just the rogue Slayer. She was a fully realized, complex character. And now, the number one theory that breaks reality itself. Number 1. This is the big one. In Season 6's Normal Again, Buffy gets poisoned by a demon and experiences visions of being in a mental institution. In this reality, she's a schizophrenic patient who invented vampires. Sunnydale.
Buffy, are you okay?
What happened?
And the entire supernatural world as a coping mechanism. Her real parents, Joyce and Hank, still together, are desperately trying to bring her back to reality. The doctors tell her that if she lets go of her delusion, the Buffyverse, she can come back to the real world. If she holds onto it, she'll be lost forever. For years, fans debated, was the asylum the real world, or just another demon-induced hallucination? Get this. Whedon confirmed in the Season 6 DVD commentary that both interpretations are valid. The episode was deliberately written to be ambiguous. Whedon said the asylum could be real, and everything we've watched for 6 seasons could be Buffy's delusion, or the asylum could be the demon's trick. He intentionally left both possibilities open as valid interpretations. But here's the kicker. At the end of the episode, after Buffy chooses the Buffyverse and seemingly defeats the visions, the asylum reality doesn't disappear. We see Asylum Buffy slip into a catatonic state while her parents weep beside her. That final shot, intentionally left unresolved. I know. Whedon confirmed that fans can choose which reality they believe is real, and he intentionally designed the episode so both interpretations work. The show deliberately exists in a superposition where Buffy is both the Slayer and a girl in an institution who will never wake up. Whedon said, "I wanted to leave it open. The asylum could be real. Buffy could be insane." And if you believe that, the show doesn't become less meaningful. It becomes more tragic. Once you know this, rewatching the series becomes a completely different experience. Every apocalypse, every death, every victory, it could all be the fantasy of a sick girl who just wanted to matter.
Oh, baby, you're really here.
She's lucid. Keep talking. Maybe the sound of your voice will ground her. Sweetheart?
Every time Buffy says she's just trying to make it through the day, you wonder, is she talking about fighting demons? Or is she talking about clinging to a delusion that protects her from facing reality? Whedon created the ultimate ambiguous ending, and then confirmed that the ambiguity is the point. And frankly, it's kind of a cool storytelling. It feels like an idea inspired by 1970s or 1980s choose-your-adventure stories that Whedon no doubt grew up with, giving audiences the power to choose the character's fate in a fun meta way. The asylum is real. Sunnydale is real. Both work. Neither is definitively true, and Whedon wants it that way. Some fan theories reshaped entire seasons. Some added tragic depth to character relationships, and some made you question reality itself. That's the genius of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It was a show that respected its audience enough to reward obsessive attention. Whedon and his team planted seeds years in advance, left clues in throwaway dialogue, and built a world so rich that fans could dig forever and still find new connections. Some of these theories were intentionally designed. Some emerged organically as the show evolved, and some became canon because fans saw what the writers didn't even realize they'd built. Buffy wasn't just a show, it was a collaboration. And these 11 confirmations are proof that when creators trust their audience, something extraordinary happens.